Today's event was the lunch at the House of Lords with Baroness Kingsmill. Number of players from across the industry. There was around, how many people were at the table today? 20, 30, something like that. So a large representative of second line of defence, chief risk officers, chief compliance officers, general counsels, everyone discussing AI. And there was a wonderful eclectic mix of firms, whether it was larger crypto, smaller crypto, large banks, small banks. You had a brilliant representation around. And the key themes that I took away from today were that everyone's learning. Right? Everyone is gone are the days where someone would, posture and stand up and say, I know this, I know that. And that's true of how the first line, second line and third line are interacting in firms now. This is all new. People are learning as we go along. And while there are still the base principles of what are the model risk aspects, what's the information security risk aspects, it was good to see that other firms are now treating it in different ways. In some firms it's anchored in compliance. In other firms it's anchored in model. In other firms it's anchored in somewhere else. So there's no consistent approach. And then what that means is the key themes coming out was, as this is all new, there's no muscle memory across the industry. That phrase came up a few times today and I've taken that away. And then when you think about how anything evolves in industry in large, people take what they know from one firm and bring it to another and bring it to another. There's cross-pollination of information like that. We don't have any of that. So what was wonderful about today was everyone was very, very kind. Nobody was positioning themselves as an expert in anything, which was different to what I've seen at other tables before. That promotes where everyone really wants to work together, because everyone knows we're back into that space of we're learning. And that's a great place to be. More coordination, right? And I think this is an opportunity where industry needs to do this ourselves, not only through our network and our own connections, but also through trade bodies and whatever we can get to bring trade bodies to bring people together. And I know the supervisory bodies and the regulators are already bringing people together, but more of that can happen to collectively decide and shape what the future looks like, I think is the only direction that we can take right now. I think the future of the compliance function looks extremely, extremely different. Not only from a first line, second line engagement, which I think will change because let's take stuff down to specificity. In second line, you've got advisory functions and you've also got assurance functions. That advisory function, that information, that knowledge is essentially a replica of when people first line ask second line for an opinion or come to a central mailbox, etc. They're asking for guidance and information. With data processing, large language models, AI, with the right prompts, we can find that information both from our external knowledge, what's in regulation and legislation, but also our internal policies, procedures, risk appetites. So I think it's going to increase the focus on ensuring articulation and language in policies and procedures is really, really specific and meaningful so that AI models can review it, read it, understand it, and help support first line on that advisory queries. The other area where I think it's going to make a big difference is on assurance. Historically, assurance was very much based on sample testing. And sample testing was because of how much time it takes to process a sample and look for meaningful results. AI has shortened that time frame, so our samples can become larger, or indeed 100%, and automated. And all of a sudden then you just need someone to review the results. But if you map the results of that through to defined MI, thresholds, KPIs, KRIs, you can really start building something that's a lot more automated and a lot more comprehensive, which changes the way second line has been done, and it's an exciting time.